Thanks for tuning in to Section 8. I'm in the hot seat. So, let's come on with this ride. Take this ride with me. I'm gonna be some questions are gonna be fired at me. So I don't know the questions. And I just got to give y'all
the truth,
the best version of my thoughts. Sipping on a little wine.
365 days home. I can remember when you returned home and you didn't come to the group right away. However, when you did, a large celebration was thrown in your favor.
Absolutely.
That was like a party.
Absolutely.
Catered food.
Yeah.
Dancers.
Yeah.
Tents.
Yeah.
Champagne.
Yeah.
Girls everywhere.
Yeah.
We ordered food like at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It was a full day. You went swimming.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you been swimming since?
I've been I visit a body of water, but I didn't swim like I swam as it was
it's summertime.
laid out for me. Yeah.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back. They have tons of events right now.
Yeah.
We should just get like a day summer package.
Yeah.
You can swim. I can't swim.
Yeah, I'm a shark in that water.
Have you seen him swim?
No.
I can't swim. Can you swim?
No.
So I was on the side. You'll be on the side just like me.
No, I do cannonballs and.
How did you learn how to swim?
Yeah, by being pushed in the pool by my friends.
Transition real quick.
Yeah, cause I'll never forget that, man. They pushed me in the pool, man.
So you always had a mentality of sink or swim.
Yeah, that's life.
Okay.
Life.
You taught yourself how to swim.
I ain't have a choice.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you don't have a choice, you gotta find ways to make shift. You gotta find ways to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was one of them instances. Like,
you have done a lot of transitions in a year. Some things that maybe they tell you not to do.
Yeah.
What was that? What was one thing they said, hey, first you get out, don't do this, and you did it anyway?
They told me not to go to old places. Right?
Okay.
And I don't think that that's realistic. Like for them to I get it to a degree why they say, you got to change your people, places, and things.
Okay, I like that.
Right? But
and your friends really tried to do that for you, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I meant too, like, it's your state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Your level of maturity or immaturity. And that was one of the things where I had to revisit certain areas to just sort of overcome my fears. Not to revisit these places to catch up or rehash, you know what I'm saying, or get involved in old activity, but just to absorb the moment, you know what I'm saying?
And what have you learned, like, from, you talk a lot about, like, entrepreneurship and
right.
also, like, getting a job.
Right.
And you've had, like, your tussle with entrepreneurship and getting a job. Like, you wrote a book, you know. So where's your stance on that at this point? A year ago, you were heavy on entrepreneurship. How are you feeling about now securing a job?
A job? I would never work. Listen. Let me see, because those who don't understand history are deemed to repeat it. Let me tell you this, and this is why it's important to know the people that paved the way for you, right? listen, labor is the measure of wage.
Wait.
Talk to me.
So you still take a stance on not securing a job for someone else?
A job is not security.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know how we got to thinking that a job. See, we got to understand financial literacy. We got to understand resource, right? We think that money is the thing that handles all of your issues. It's not. Money is a resource. You got land, labor, machinery, money, and did I say land?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are resources. Money is the last thing that's on and knowledge.
Okay, but
right?
hold on one second.
Hold on, let me go into this because I want to make sure that
But-
the viewers
but
understand. Hold on.
Keep it like 30 seconds.
I am, because labor is the measure of wage, right? Our ancestors, they used to go tell the farmers, right, what they was going to how much labor and time that they was going to give them for their wage. Now the roles have been reversed, and now we allow these capitalists to tell us how much they going to give us for our labor and our time, and it just don't work like that. Not for me. And respect to anybody who
is this. That's what I'm saying, right?
Talk to me.
So two pointers, right? In the cast, right?
Yeah.
Don't go too preachy. Your target audience market are killing the youth. They're not listening. Keep it 30 seconds. I'm on the elevator. And if you catch me on the elevator, we got to go to the next floor. I want that pitch to be that quick. So you got to stick true. My question to you is, the things that come out, you came out, and things were much higher.
Inflation.
So what type of entrepreneurship would keep somebody up with the rate of inflation? If it wasn't something that
you got to understand the GDP, right? Which is the gross domestic product, right? Once again, understanding the value of your labor. You got to understand the value of your labor. You got to understand the environment, right, as your tool to find the capital resource to produce revenue for you.
That?
You do that by understanding the process of how things work, right? They had a show called The Undercover Billionaire, right? Small, real brief. He had a truck, right? He looked in the newspaper and found work that said looking for person to deliver. So he called the number and he used his truck as a capital resource, right, to deliver the goods that the company needed him to do. That was his way. He used his time and his resource to make the money. You can come up with your own way of doing things. We just have been conditioned not to think, not to be creative. We stopped using our creative.
So when you came out, let's recap on the fact that I'm gonna do hand signals, right? So I have to with you. So my thing to you is, because remember your target audience market are you 20 years ago, and you wasn't listening to nobody. You gotta figure out how we're gonna reach the youth that are killing at an enormous rate. And if we were to have a race war, this Trump may be president, the youth are dying, it's the elderly, and there's no youth. You know, they stormed the White House one time, that was a test. Fast forward. My question to you is, I get what you're saying. So so you still take the same stance on working for yourself over a decade later. So in that instance, we talked a little bit about you weren't surprised that there were Uber and Lyft because we called that a hack back in the day.
Absolutely.
But you were more intrigued that we had DoorDash. You can order food at any time. What would you tell the youth to say, not cap? Because listen, I got to look up a capital. No, what are you saying? Find something that you can do and simplify it. Because 10 years later, that same idea can be created. Earlier, you talked about manifestation and seeing things into the future and dreaming. My question to you, though, is have you love and temptation?
Mm-hmm.
So now that you've gotten out, you said some things that we're talking about, passing out advice to others that getting out in their first days. And you said one was revisit old places, but you think that sometimes that's not idealistic to say. My second is, what else was there? Anything? How do you feel about your first year out with love?
My love is amazing. Like, listen, let me tell you about the.
Have you fallen in love?
Fully joy. I don't think that I've fallen in love. Is because, what we have is chemistry. The most profound thing that you can ever find in life is chemistry with the opposite sex, right? When we have compatibility, we have the same goals. So,
and what about temptation? You've gotten out, things are super different. Women are more promiscuous. Women are more assertive. Women are more scantily clad. How do you deal with the temptation of women?
I don't.
Oh. Wait, I don't know what you mean.
I don't give in to desires. That's one of the things that I practice, right? That's what I mean. We have become, the things that you speak about, I would use the term perversion. We have become a race of people of perversion, right? We overdo everything. We don't practice understanding that there's something greater for ourselves. First of all, a lot of times when we talk to people, God won't come up in the first minute, but everything else will. Desire will, temptation will. So I don't give in to desires.
In your first year out, that they talk about, hey, you've done some things that that's just a huge transition. You found love.
Mm-hmm.
You moved out. You're telling me you're maintaining being an entrepreneur in 2023.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me about your bad days?
I don't have them.
We're human. Kat, I'm calling you a lie on that. I'm saying that bad days where you show emotion, where you become vulnerable, it is a transition. You can give me this rosy colored cap if you want to, but a real human being, it is impossible not to feel the transition of growth, love, pain, hurt. However you have found love, you had to leave a love, from what I understand, right? You were married right before you went in. Mm-hmm. And when you came out, you saw your wife.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
There's a feeling, emotion there. You telling me you had no bad days in 365 days. Are you telling me, in all honesty, this is not about, it's about being real. I believe in social media that we could put on the rosy glasses and the ha. We could do that. I believe that people will be able to discern real from fake. Everyone has bad days.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. You said be honest. I'm telling you about Shakir, right? We talk about rosy glasses. I can tell you this with the glasses on or the glasses off. In my life, in my reality, I don't allow myself to have bad days. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what that's like. I wake up. You wanna know what's interesting? We was driving, right? And we saw a guy that was lost, right? You want to know what was unique about his situation? He was blind, right? And we gave that Philly John Quilly and I gave him a ride. I got out of the car and I helped him. Yo, where you trying to go? And we got to his destination, right? And he didn't have an air worry about him. He was more exuberant about life than we were, right? We had a guy yesterday who cut my hair. He got one hand. He was the most jovial person I ever met in my life. So when I'm telling you that I wake up with recognizing my blessings before anything that I can complain about, that's just me. I can't speak for nobody else, and I have no rebuttal to nobody else who might think otherwise. That's okay. That's what is so important about freedom, is that you can think whatever you want and not get a rebuttal from me. So if you think that it's unrealistic for me to have bad days, that's your freedom. I understand that, and that's what I love about it, is that I don't have the desire to fight you on nothing that you believe. You get what I'm saying? So once again, to answer your question, I don't have bad days. I don't have bad days. And I said that with the glasses off. Absolutely.
Intimacy.
I think that Philly John Quilly have gave me a level, a quality of intimacy where it has broadened my perspective about how to love myself, be intimate with myself.
Do you feel like you spent so much time away and you were married young that there are things that you want to experience just as an adult male, and then some things that you may want to also experience with your partner? How do you explore the change in coming out and with the world being more sexualized?
I think a lot of that is fantasy. Right? Sexualized, right? What does I'll explain that to me. Sexualized, so I could understand.
I mean, I didn't say sexualized. I didn't use that word.
Okay.
Intimacy.
Okay.
And some things that you just as you were younger, you experiment sometimes or experience by yourself. And then some things you experience with your partner. And then the growth in that change. How have you approached being intimate with someone, being so removed from intimacy? And you've done some things, and we go back to things they told you not to do in your first year.
Yeah.
Moved out.
Yeah.
Love interest. Taking on more responsibilities with children. And you continued entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You have made several changes in that very first year. And some things we haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
Visited the gravesite.
Mm-hmm.
And continued therapy.
Intimacy is an energy.
Okay.
One of the sayings that I've come across that I've adopted is what you want in life and what you need in life is a different attraction. Right? Sex is physical. Intimacy is psychological. So this is where I've learned to use my divine gift of my divine gift of imagination, right?
Okay.
To be able to come up with a way that I would like to be dealt with on an intimate level. like I love you know what's what I find extraordinarily attractive, a high level conversation.
Sapiosexuals are mostly, so there's different types of sapiosexuals. Sapiosexuals are only turned on by intellectual thinking. That's normal. And so we can look it up. Google it.
Yeah, I'm
What
saying, but
advice? I feel like you were filming. I'm not gonna say it, but you've been filming a long time. Let's just say that.
yeah,
And we talk about what I feel.
yeah,
Along with bad days as well. Still gonna call you Cap on that.
yeah. It's cool. It's all right.
What advice would you give to those that are coming out on what not to do? Whether it be, on what advice would you give them not to do?
Don't rush.
Okay.
Don't lead with your wants. Don't allow trends to be your motive. Don't allow people's projections to be your index. You gotta move at your own pace, and just stay within the parameters of that, of moving at your own pace and taking your time. You know.
Right, because as you online pressures, I think that's great advice.
Yeah.
I think that's excellent advice. You know, because the pressures of online and your friends and your homies and your life stopped for over a decade.
Yeah.
So you trying to catch up is almost impossible.
Yeah.
And yours was a little different though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your friends are well to do and generous. So your coming out was not like the average, but to the average person.
Yeah.
Tell them to put down that social media, yes, no, or know that that's just a gimmick, or what would you say about? And they talk about, the Google guys step down. They talk about the effects it has.
Yeah.
What would you tell them about the bewares of social media?
Learn about it. Learn about what it is. This what I do, right? I always want to know why was something created. So when you get an understanding on why it was created, you can sort of get an understanding on how to use